It is June 8th, and I just finished another session of meditation. And the thought that came to mind for today's meditation was that it really is a whole new ball game, meaning I've not felt this accepting of excitement and feeling excited for a very, very long time. Again, I think this is a carryover from yesterday's theme of finally feeling okay with the entire spectrum of my meditation, or the entire spectrum of emotions that show up in meditation. And it just seems like my range is being pushed out. My range is being expanded more and more and more. And I'm not having those exalted moments. Sometimes when I'm deep, deep, deep in meditation, there are these exalted moments that come up where I know that I am one with everything, that I just know that I'm one. And today's meditation was not one of those. It was just a feeling of excitement. There were a lot of things that I learned from uh, the Hoffman process at the workshop, and there are a lot of continuing communications and encouragements, and just community activities coming in through social media and emails. And I'm feeling that excitement. It's not just my own, but sort of that group excitement, and feeling for the first time really, really supported and feeling that excitement. And I just noticed in meditation today that normally when I would have shunned those more excited states, I would have shunned the really happy-go-lucky feelings, the light feeling. I don't know why, but I would have shunned it, because for me, meditation automatically, or how I thought of meditation, how I wanted to define meditation, has always been going into the deep, going through the shadows, process the shadows. It's always been about the shadows. It's always, why else do we meditate, right? Why else do we want to meditate but to get rid of what we don't want? Like, why would we want to meditate when uh, when everything's taken care of? Why do we want to meditate when life is already happy-go-lucky? And I think I just got my answer today, is because it expands my capacity to feel that excitement. It expands my receptivity. I think there was a time, and I can remember in childhood, when it was so easy to just be excited, and feel that expansiveness and just let things flow. Either I am in that joyous, fun-loving, just accepting of all mode, or that I was feeling angry, I was feeling just resistance to everything, or feeling negative about something. That was okay too. It just flowed like the river, and that was completely okay. And at some point, I was taught, or I've allowed myself to be taught into this middle range of, okay, this is the only range where it's okay and it's safe for you to be. So that's how I reacted in meditation as well. That I need to, in meditation, the goal became to be in that middle range. It became the goal. And today I just find myself starting out meditation with that excitement and seeing that tendency again to want to bring the extreme, to want to bring light and hopefulness and connection back to some sort of isolation, back to some sort of feelings of negativity. I know it sounds so weird. It sounds so weird as I'm talking out loud. I'm like, I want what? But it's what happened in meditation today, where I was trying to pull myself back into the deep. And what is that term uh, by Thomas More? The dark night of the soul. Trying to bring myself into the dark night of the soul, and that's become the expectation for a very, very long time in me, where I I expected the sitting sessions to be always a cleansing process or ceremony where I go through the dark nights of the soul every single time in meditation, and sometimes that's true. And I just realized this morning that it doesn't have to be true, but that tendency to want to follow through and want to grasp that which is not in the moment today, this time, is very, very still there. And that's a pattern. That's a habitual pattern. And so I noticed it. And there was this image of uh, the mind projecting dramatic scenes onto a screen, and I realized that yeah, that we do that. And so I started to ask, okay, so what is projecting? What is projecting that those scenes? Either they're happy, they're sad, that full range of spectrum. It's projecting what I'm gonna do next. It's uh, reminiscing what was before and telling the story, retelling the story. And I just noticed it and started to feel, okay, what is projecting that? And the feeling tones of what that is, that which is projecting all those things, is just simply expansiveness. It's just simply pure potential and pure possibility, which includes which includes that excitement that I get to experience and feel. It's all encompassing, and so all encompassing to a point where I don't I don't need to limit myself to feeling growth only from the negative, feeling growth only from the dark nights of the soul. I can actually go into the positive and expand on that as well, because that's how huge this internal source is. That's how big that that space is that is projecting all of these scenarios. And so that's what I got so viscerally today, that it's great, that it's okay. It's not just okay, but it's great to feel excitement to know that I get to expand on that, and that this practice, this sitting practice, not only aids the the alleviation not only serves to alleviate the dark, the uncomfortable, um, the pebbles in my shoes, it also serves to expand the light, to expand my knowing and my experience of the sparkle, of the life force, of the happiness, of the joy within. And I feel so happy that I saw that, and I sat with it. I sat with excitement. I sat with excitement for at least 30 minutes out of the 45 minutes. Like consciously, intentionally sat with the excitement. And I was just, it's like putting uh, Rick Hanson's teachings about neuroplasticity into practice, where I remember he taught about negative bias, how we tend to, how our brains work. We just tend to remember physically, cellularly, remember negative experience much more than the positive experiences for survival, right? So the practice that he suggested was to really sink in to the positive experiences, at least 5 to 1 to negative experiences, so that our you know our brain, or I want to make this personal, so my brain gets to be rewired for happiness. And I feel like that's exactly what happened today. And it really, really is amazing to just sit with this new way of meditation that I'm feeling, that's emerging out of me. And it's a privilege, it's a joy, and it's a privilege. So that was today's meditation.